Hello, this is Arthur again, and today we have this beautiful 2017 BMW M4 convertible. This car is 88,000 miles. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing to my channel. I have a lot of videos on interesting cars and interesting repairs. It will really help out my channel grow. I would really appreciate it. As far as the car goes, it is here for service. It's gonna get, for partial service, it is gonna get air filters, cabin filter, and new brakes all around. The car has been here a couple of times before. I did a valve cover on it previously and spark plugs. It is a pretty nice condition car. I really like the color combination on it, and I think the convertible it looks really great on this body style. I'm a fan of the M3, the 4-door version, then the convertible, then the coupe. To me, those are the order that looks the best, this car. Either way, let me show you the parts I have, and then we're gonna go through and replace them, and I'll show you any pointers if there's any throughout the replacement. Take a quick look around the car. As I mentioned, this is 2017 with 88,000 miles. I believe this color is the Estoril blue. Not sure of the name, but it looks really good with the light gray interior. It is a DCT car. It does have the OEM wheels on it. It does have a spoiler on it. I don't believe this is stock. And it does have an exhaust. I'm not sure what exhaust it has, and does have some carbon fiber on the bumper. Does sound good. I think these cars sound okay. I'm not too fan of the way they sound, but overall it's not much you can do with a turbo engine. I believe it's not gonna sound as good as naturally aspirated engines, but it's not bad. It does look very, very beautiful. I do like this car a lot. I think the design is very muscular looking, but on top of that, the color combination, I think with the open top, it gives it a classy look. Alright, let me show you the parts. Alright, I just had a trip to BMW dealership, and I did pick up a cabin filter, 2 air filters, as these cars take 2, as well as front brake pads, rear brake pads, sensors, and rotors. These rotors are site specific, left and right, for front and rear, so you have to be careful when you're installing to make sure to install the correct ones. To remove the filters for this model, this carbon fiber bar has to be removed to be able to access the boxes on both sides. And to remove this one, you will have to remove the cowl covers right there, which are a couple of clips and 3 10mm clips on each side, and they pull out, and there's about 8 13mm bolts and 1 10mm bolt right here, and then this pulls out, and then you can get a T25 and work your way around and get all the bolts off, and the covers lift up, and then they come off. Alright, I have the old filters out. They're not too bad. They're a little dirty, nothing too crazy. This is when you want to really change them before they get too dirty. And these are the new ones. They are site specific, so you gotta make sure you put them in the right place. I'm also going to go ahead and vacuum inside the boxes, make sure the area is clean, and then I'll go ahead and put everything back together. I do a cabin filter on one of these cars, I like to put the car up a little bit, like mid-level position, so it's easier to access under the glove box. It doesn't hurt my back as much. You can access like this too, but when you have a lift, why not? So I'm gonna lift it up a little bit. So I do have the car off of the ground to help me, and I did put a rug right here to make sure the car stays clean as much as possible. And I do have some light over here. There are a few 10 millimeters over here we have to remove to drop this panel. I think that's it. Yeah, and then this pulls down. So make sure you disconnect the wires. 1 or 2. And then this pulls right out. Okay, so the cabin air filter is secured with a couple of T25s or T20s. Let me see. Looks like there are T20s. Not much room here, so you can't see much. So you can see the heads of the screws. I think there are only 2. And there's this weird boomerang type of cover that pops off, and then you can pull down the air filter. Ooh, this sounds dirty. That's pretty dirty. A lot of gunk in here. Gotta pay attention to the arrow, which way the flow goes. This one, see, right here. So I'm gonna grab a new one. Here's our new one. It looks much prettier. Just gotta make sure you fit it in nicely without ripping it. As such, and then you got your cover that goes back on. Doesn't click on anything, but you do have the screws to put in. There's one, and I think here's another. Alright, very good. Now I got the cover to put back on. I'm going to give it a quick wipe down. Okay, the cover is going in. Just gotta make sure you fit in the, connect your harnesses. And then this just goes in. These ones are kind of tricky to put in sometimes. There are a couple of clips where this has to go in, so you have to pay attention. Make sure it's going in there. And then this goes in. There are a few clips here that you will know once it's in. There you go. So now got our 10 millimeter nuts to put it back on. This one is going right here. There you go. Very good. Okay, air filter has been replaced. Next on this car, we gotta do brakes all around. Front brakes are in. Now next is going to be the rears. Going to put the wheels on, lower the car, lift the back up, and continue to the back ones. Nothing really to mention here other than the right side and left side are specific. Those are good looking brakes. Alright, here are the rear brakes are on already. I'm about to put on the wheels and that's it. Gonna lower the car and we'll be all done with this car for now. Alright, that was it for this video. We did the air filters, cabin air filter, as well as brakes all around. The original brakes weren't that bad, but the rotors had pretty big grooves on them, and then the rear pads were down to the sensor and the front one was somewhere in the middle. So it was a good idea to do all of them and have new set of brakes all around and enjoy the car. As far as what else this car is gonna need is possibly some new tires. I'm gonna let the owner know, and other than that, I don't think it really needs much more. Alright, thank you for watching. Please comment, like and subscribe. There are more videos to come.